Hi, welcome back. As you can see, there was a name change to the Quilted Gardener. For those of you who have subscribed already, it won't affect you at all. It's just a name change. Anyone new, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, the like button, the share button. Um, we hit 100 subscribers, woohoo! Which is pretty good for the amount of time that I've been uploading, which has only been 2 weeks at that. Um, now that I'm starting to feel better, I'll be doing more um, uploads, especially with the quilting aspect. Today I'm gonna film the first episode of the Quilt As You Go um, series, I guess is what you call it. Uh, Trying out a new technique that will not require all of the sashings. So I have the first row ready to start. Oh wow, that is a gorgeous 56 Cadillac convertible. Woo. I like old cars. That one's really pretty. Um, So, I mean, the channel's going to be still about quilting and gardening and raising the chickens and, you know, eating better, losing weight. Oh, God, I wish it would just go away overnight. Um, and, holiday stuff. I don't do Halloween, so I won't do anything for Halloween. Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, that kind of thing. I mean, I really don't celebrate a lot of holidays. I don't really see the point of decorating for a day out of the week. Um, I had hoped to go to Shipshewana today, but Nicholas about tore his toenail off working on the chicken coop door. Um, so that's really sore for him, and I think he's out doing herb garden stuff. Um, Drying a lot of herbs, making Italian seasonings from what we have, just so they don't bolt and um, start blooming. So the other thing I gotta do is start marking off for the raised beds that are going to be by the chicken coop and around the greenhouse. And then I discovered I have to till before the greenhouse is put up. So that could take a couple of days for me, even though I have a tiller. But you have to make sure everything's level and create a trench. And a few things I didn't realize I needed to do. So that will be my next project. Gotta break out the measuring tape. Can't use quilt ruler for that. And then I have about 1,500 landscape bricks to move. I'm taking the garden and most of the garden out of the front and just putting that back to grass because it's not growing well. And it just needs to be done. I'm going to move everything back here because I spend more time back here than I do at my desk. And that's why my garden is up front, is because at my desk I can see it, but not a whole lot of things blooming at the moment. Everything's green. Something ate the garden, like a bug or something. Bugs. I don't think we have deer in our front yard. It's possible. But as far as I know, we don't. We did move some stuff over to our raised beds, which is doing... They weren't real happy about being transplanted, so... we'll see. The growing season is getting shorter and shorter. It really does feel like fall. I've seen trees changing leaves already. So, especially like my burning bushes, they're already red. Normally they're green this time of year. Oops. Um, yeah, about the only thing that's blooming are still the black-eyed Susans and the Rose of Sharon. So at least the hummingbirds have something to munch on. I don't know if they do Rose of Sharon or not, though. I know there's not nectar in there. As far as I know, there's not. There's pollen. Haven't really seen a lot of bees over there either. So, and it is true. The camera adds about 20 pounds because I look really huge with a small head today. That's strange. And amazingly, not a huge amount of traffic today for a Saturday. So everybody must have came in yesterday while I was inside or back here or something. Because I'm not hearing or seeing tons of cars. Our normal amount. But then, a lot of our Illinois neighbors, their kids have already started back to school, so they went home. They'll be here Labor Day weekend, which is what, next weekend already? Um, wow. August flew by. Um, I can hear Nick in the kitchen doing herbs. Or in the herb cabinet, actually, I think is what's happening. Um, Breeze is picking up, too. Dang. And then I was at the farmer's market, and I saw that they're already picking apples. It's like, what? Um, I guess there's some early varieties that I didn't realize were there, but not the kind that I want. I think they're Granny Smiths for canning apple pie filling. And I still haven't got my blueberries. I need to do that before the season ends. Um, I'll do that on Monday. So I have to go pick up some cow poop for the potato bags. Getting ready to start the potato bags and a couple other things just to see how they do, along with our compost that we have. And then finish getting, well, the latch has to be put on the chicken coop door or the chicken run door, and one little section still needs fencing on it. And then the henny pennies will be getting here, I think next week, not this coming week, but next week. Um, and there's only 4 of them, and I can't remember what I bought. Something lace. Um, they're black and white. So, need to go pick up the feeder and the waterer and all that good stuff for those. And that's about it. I mean, I've got a lot going on. The moving of the bricks to make raised beds back here, that's going to be an effort. Because I do want them, raised beds on each side of the greenhouse too. And then I realized, or found out, I guess, that you can grow lettuce in the shade. Who knew? I didn't. I mean, you probably did, but I didn't. So, and I did my first blog post today in a very long time, so that's up. My hat feels weird. My head's fat today. I'm fat today. Um, Woke up at 2 a.m. Got up for about 4 hours, went back to bed, woke up at noon. Sleep is sleep, though. It's a good thing. Still trying to figure out this appetite thing. Sometimes I have one, sometimes I don't, but I'm not losing weight. Yeah, I have a weight issue. So, not a whole lot else going on today. I mean, I can show you the chicken coop. The infamous door that about tore Nick's toe off. You have to change that dressing today. But he seems to be walking okay on it. A little bit of a limp. I would be like in tears still, I think, because it was a pretty deep cut right at the base of the toenail. So, ow. And he wears steel-toed boots, so, or like, work boots. They're not steel toes, but they're hard. So that should be interesting. Him and his feet, I swear. He's broken the top of his foot, and now this, and a few other things that he had medical procedures for on his feet. So I call them Flintstone feet. Um, Even when I was in school to cut hair, I hated feet. I almost failed out of beauty school because I didn't want to do a pedicure. But I did it in order to pass many, many, many moons ago. Um, it's funny how some of us switch from being, hairstylists to being nurses. And I know some nurses that went back to being hairstylists um, just for a break from the healthcare system. But it's how I paid my way through nursing school. So, um, and I still have my license, believe it or not. 25 years later. Um, my nursing license I did let go because paying the fees were, it just keeps getting more and more expensive to keep your license, and it's like I'm never going back to being a nurse. I kept my hair license because I can get, shampoo and all that stuff at cost, which is nice. Um, and then the next thing we're adding to the store are the sewing decals, and there will be an option to do custom ones, like if you wanted your name with a specific sewing machine, or you wanted a specific wall decor, you'll be able to send us the photo or picture, whichever it is, that you want done. You'll be able to choose your colors, of course, um, or multiple colors. We do that now too. So that section will be coming up here pretty soon. The photos aren't done yet, and I need to figure out the best way to do that so that they're clear. Um, I'll probably have to do it down in the studio on a white background just so you can see them. Um, what else is happening? Here's the store sales going on. Um, DEAL deal is the coupon code to get 25% off right now. Ooh, some. I think those are Harleys. Um, I don't know how anybody rides a motorcycle with their arms way up here. My arms would get really tired. Interesting. Um, and it's almost time to go pick up mums. They're already out here. I need to plant some in a couple of, what do you call them, planters around trees. I had small ones in there, and it's time to put some bigger ones in there just so there's blooms. And I'm going to put some with my hostas and things that I move to the tree that's behind me that you can see. Um, Main reason for that is I'm tired of trying to mow around that dumb tree. We have the Australian fast-growing trees, and some of the roots are up. They're cousins to weeping willows, but they don't weep. Um, but they grow really fast. These are only, I don't know, maybe 8 years old, and they're already like 60 feet tall. So, and they propagate really easy. Um, there's one that kind of needs to be taken down because it's too close to the house, but I don't know what's going to happen with it. I think it's going to get trimmed, which I don't do that stuff. So, um, but to the Quilt As You Go project, there will also be a quilting panel episode too. Um, Quilting with panels, actually. I have a few in the works right now. I have two done. Um, and then I'll do a studio tour of what I do have done and it's ready to go onto the frame, and how I'm going to plan out the quilting on those, because I don't do all that really fancy smanchy quilting because I'm not that coordinated. More power to you guys that do all that stuff. And I don't like standing there for, a week working on the same thing. I do edge to edge, get it done, get it off, square it up, bind it, and be done with it. And I haven't done that in a long time because I just haven't felt like standing there. You'll see where, Nick built risers for me because, um, I'm not hugely tall, but bending over after two back surgeries using your quilting machine, it does put a lot of stress on your lower back. Um, kind of like with my ironing table, that's been built to my height, so my arm stays at a 90-degree angle. And then, same way with my cutting table and my sewing table that's downstairs, which I still have to fix the hole for my 4411 to go down in there. Um, Today's EP for Quilt As You Go will be done on my Singer, and I can't remember the name of that one. It just has a lot of decorative stitches on it, um, and that's how I'll be doing the Quilt As You Go sections. And then there's a way to you bring the sections together in rows and sew it like you normally would, but your batting and everything is already in there for the next sections. Um, and it's kind of nice because it keeps the part you already done to the left of you, so you're not having to roll all that up and try to get it into your machine um, to section it. Like when you're sashing it, you have all these blocks that you continually build, and you start building up bulk, which doesn't want to go through. If you have a short, throat space, um, it gets really, really cumbersome. So I'm hoping this way it makes it a lot easier. And for those of you who don't have a mid arm or a local quilt long armor, or you just don't want to pay that price to get it long armed, Quilt As You Go is a very viable option to get quilted and done. Um, I'm just not a fan of the sashed look of all the blocks. So, or, doing the blocks and then connecting them similar to how I'm going to do it, and then putting your back on, and then your back has no quilting on it. What's up with that? In my opinion, you should just tie it if you're going to do that, which I think that's what they end up doing. Truthfully, I'm not really sure. Sorry for the road noise. A very large truck just went by. I'm not doing a whole lot of editing on YouTube because it does slow down my upload time and just creates havoc for me. So, bloopers, be there. That's what I say. I've been very good and haven't dropped any F-bombs. So, that's a good thing. Now, if I had been in the situation of Nick yesterday with the toe, it would not have been pretty, that's for sure. I have very tender feet. I can't even walk on rocks. So, that's about it for today. I'm going to kind of hang out and chill for a little bit outside since it's so nice, and then later today I will go in and start filming the EP for Quilt As You Go. Show you a couple panel projects that I'm working on, and a little bit of my Singer, which then maybe I'll know the name of it. I just cannot remember the name of it. It's the one I got before my 4411. I had two brothers that did amazing stitch work, but I literally wore them out. I used them so much. So, like I said, like, subscribe, share, leave comments. Tell me what you want to see, what you're not liking about my videos. There's always room for improvement. Remember, I'm new, so I'm still, getting the hang of it. My teaching videos or tutorial videos will be completely different because it's about quilting, not just about things in general. So, until next time, see ya!